Hey, 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 hey. Good morning. Happy Tuesday to you. This is your girl, Coach O, founder and CEO of Action Speaks Volume Incorporated, known as your procrastination strategist, behavior change expert, where I help you to build unshakable confidence, stop procrastinating, and you got it. Get your dreams out of your head into your life. Get it out of your head. Stop thinking that it is impossible and make a decision that I would live the life of my dream before I leave the face of this earth. It is so fulfilling to know that we have control to determine what it is that we want, that we can live a life by design and not by default, and we can have the things that we dream about. Good morning, Toya. Thank you so much for joining. So I am so grateful. I am so grateful for you. I am so grateful for the day. Yes. So come on in. We're not going to be on here long. We're going to get this party started and get out of your way. But you see what the title of this live feed is. You see what the title of this live feed is. And some of us, we're afraid. We are afraid to decide. And I think, sometimes having too many options, it just messes some people up. Too many options will mess some people up because you want to choose between this and that. You want to have you want to select between this or that. And one cliche that we like to say that when you think too long, you think wrong. It's so true. When you think too long, you think wrong. Instead of you making a decision, instead of you deciding on a thing, you keep on with if this and if that, and you keep on. Good morning, Belinda. Thank you so much for joining. So we have, sometimes having too many options can be challenging for some of us. But I've always been one, I make decisions quick, and I haven't regretted none. I don't regret them because I really believe that when you think too long, you will think wrong. Because you start weighing this and you start saying if this and if that and what if this and what if this person and what if that. When you're making a decision about your life, good morning, Hazel. Thank you so much for joining. When you're making a decision about your life, and I know you all may get tired of me saying this, but it's true, and I still see a lot of people do it. When you're making a decision about your life, you need to make your decision with a partner in believing, or an accountability partner, or somebody that want to see you win. You don't need to make decisions with people that are envious of you. You don't need to make decisions with people that don't understand what you're doing and where you're going. You don't need somebody's permission. Good morning, Dr. Speaks. Thank you so much for joining. You don't need somebody else's permission or input in order for you to move forward in your desires, for the mere fact they don't know. They don't know. So sometimes when we think too long, we would think wrong. When we think too long, we think wrong. We start weighing in, the what ifs and what if this happened. Good morning, Missionary Joanne. Thank you so much for joining. We start weighing in, what if this happened, and what if this don't work, and what if I can't do this, and what if I don't have enough, and what if I'm not. Don't worry about if you can do it, if you can afford it, all these things. When you make a decision, good morning, Princess. Thank you so much for joining. When you make a decision to move in the direction, that's all you need to start. There is power in having a definite decision. There is power in making a decision. You can decide that you're going to go or you're going to stay. You can make a decision that you're going to be in or you're going to be out. But see, when you keep on thinking about, if it's going to work, you will start talking yourself out of something that could be the blessing of your life. You will start talking yourself out of doing things. So we have to be quick in making decisions. Wealthy people, they're quick in making decisions. And as they like to say that, they make decisions fast and they change them slow if they ever change them at all. But see, what we do, this is what broke people do. Can I help you today? Today is Transparent Tuesday. Broke people will make a decision. They will make a decision to make an investment or to buy something. And then they already trying to figure out how they can take it back, how they can get a refund. Good morning, Camelia. Thank you so much for joining. Broke folk folks is already thinking about how they can get a refund, how they can get over on folks, how they can use it and not look like they didn't use it. Good morning, Nikita. Thank you so much for joining. I had to tell a lady yesterday, you know, when you have a savings account, you're not checking it every day. If you want to get a rough estimate, you know what you're putting in it. Who's watching a savings account? That's what broke folks do. You don't have to check your account every day. You have to set it and forget it. Good morning, Eva. Thank you so much for joining. You have to set it and forget it. And this is what you have to do with your decisions. Make a decision. That's how broke folks behave. You got to check your account every time you get ready to write a check or swipe your card. That don't make sense to me. That I promise you, that don't make sense to me. We should not be, and I know everybody, and I know some people probably thinking, oh, whatever, this and that. Think what you want to think. But at the end of the day, we have to raise our vibrations. We have to raise our thoughts, because we would never get out the pit if we don't think it's possible to come out. Do you think Joseph would have been able to come out of the pit? Good morning, Corey. Thank you so much for joining. Do you think that Joseph would have ever came out if he thought that it was impossible? Do you think that he would have had the potential to be in the palace and to be eventually in there if he thought that, you know, I'm in poverty, I'm down in this pit, I'm pitiful, I'm poor, I'd never be nothing, do nothing? You have to change the things that you're saying to yourself. There's power in our thoughts. And so we have to stop acting like, good morning, Lacreta. Thank you so much for joining. We have to stop acting like we don't have if we ever want to have. Y'all are not going to talk to me today. You're not going to talk to me today. So you have to decide that where you are is not where you're going to be. You have to decide that, you know, where I am is not where I'm going to be. I may have had a bad moment. No, he would have stayed in a mental bondage. He could have been free. Do you know how many people are free but locked up in their mind? Free. We tell ourselves, I don't know how we going to do it. I don't know how we going to make it. How do other people making it? We got to get out of this mindset to think that, we tell ourselves some stuff, y'all. We tell ourselves a lot of times the wrong stuff. God is no respecter of person. And if he do it for one, that gives us hope enough to know that he can do it for us. Make a decision and leave it alone. You done made a decision because you was excited about it, and you get some decision drainer. Good morning, Robert. Thank you so much for joining. You get some decision drainer. You talking about what you gonna do, and they'll talk you right out of it. Now you don't have no drive about it. You're not determined to get it done. You're not gonna put in all your effort. That's when you don't need to talk to people about you need to talk to people that's just excited about doing and going as you are. Some of the worst conversations is the ones with ourselves. Absolutely. And with other people that ain't trying to do nothing. You cannot sit up, you going and you're doing, but you sitting up having a conversation with somebody sitting on the porch watching traffic pass by. Instead of them doing something productive and constructive with their time, with their resources. You got to get with people that say, you know what? I'm with it. I'm with the stuff. I am with, moving the needle of my life. You have to be with like-minded people. They may not be going exactly where you're going, but both of us have a mind for going up and going forward. We're not going to sit here and stew on our past. It kills me when people, you remember when? I don't remember no mess like that. I don't remember it on purpose. I'm not trying to remember it, because if it was worth remembering, it'll be in my life. Do you remember when? No, I don't. And you need to forget it. We want to, even if we did good yesterday, some of us, we want to parade in old victories too long. What are you doing today? Make a decision on what you're going to do today. See, a lot of us, back then I had it going on. What you got going on now? Good morning, Nana. Thank you so much for joining. We want to parade in old victories, impacts that we made back then. Back then was great. And you're making history. But if you don't bring some of your back thens up until now, people still ain't going to know that you did nothing. People are not going to know who you were from back then, because a lot of us didn't know you back then. So we have to stop. You don't grow on the mountaintop. We grow in the valley. We grow in the valley because that's where you take root. And when you take root, that's when you're able to that's where you're able to grow. Come on now, somebody. See, a lot of us, we want to parade in our victories on the mountaintop. But you go up there and you get your award, you get your certificate, you go up there and you can pat yourself on the back real fast. But then you got to come down and learn again, because every day should be a day of learning. Every day we should have a new lesson of what we learn. And with the world changing and with the revolution and evolution and everything changing, you should learn something. We got a whole new pattern of things to learn. But see, a lot of us, we want to stay on the mountaintop too long. We want to stay under the bright lights, the spotlights. We want to be seen too long. Come down. Come down so you can learn. Come down and humble yourself. Come down and make a decision of your next move. Of your next move. Yes, lifelong lessons. Learning is a lifelong, it's a thing that you do every day, because things change. Things are upgraded. Things are antiquated, dilapidated, outdated, and they're upgraded. We have to be ready and willing to upgrade. We have to be ready and willing to learn. We have to be ready and willing to study. So we want to know that, I want you to know that decisions are powerful. You got to decide that I'm not going to stay stuck in this pit. I'm not going to stay locked up in my mind. I'm not going to stay in my past. I'm not going to stay in this mental prison. You got to say, no, I'm going to get connected with some people that are doing what I want to do. I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to get out of here and start making some new friendships. Some of us, we have gotten to a point in life that we have did without for so long that we've just settled there. We have settled there. We have settled right there in the pit and said, I'm going to make me a comfortable spot down here. No, we're not going to make no comfortable spot down here. We're trying to figure out how we can get out. We're trying to figure out how we can get up. We're trying to figure out how we can get through. And when your mind is constantly running, your wheels are constantly going through, you come up with some stuff. It all starts with an idea of getting out. Good morning, Shakia. Thank you so much for joining. It all comes with an idea of getting out. You don't have to see how. There's no, you don't have to see your way up. You just got to think that it is possible. See, when you talking to people that close down possibility, you need to run. When you're talking to people that close down the idea of a possibility, you need to run, because they will talk you out of everything that you ever desired. Why you want that? Why you need that? That costs too much. Why you want to go there? You should be happy where you are. Why you using that oil? Do you know what you could have did with that oil? Why you busting the alabaster box? Why you doing this? And why you talking to this people? Why you on this call? And why you're part of this group? And why this and why that and why this? They always asking you why. Why are you doing what you doing? Why is it that you don't have no drive? Why is it that you're not using the gift God gave you? Why are you sitting here living in poverty when you can be living a better life? Why is it that you don't see? This is what we get mixed up in. We think that our life is about us. God didn't give you the gifts for you. God didn't give you the talents for you. God didn't give you the purpose for you. He wants to know, how can you? They are saying you're doing too much. That's for folks, princes, that ain't doing nothing. They don't even know what too much is. If they can, they'll say it. They'll say it. They'll say it in a minute. But do you know, it says, as a man thinking, you know, what you think about all day long? See, a lot of times we spend too much time on the wrong things, talking about the wrong stuff with the wrong people, and we wonder why we're going the wrong direction. It takes all that and then some. You got to keep, because see, as Paul said, that's right. You got it, Hazel. You got it. As Paul said, even when he wanted to do right, he did wrong. Because see, the flesh is weak and the spirit is strong. So you need to continuously feed your mind and continuously to feed your spirit and continuously, because see, as we continuously to feed this flesh, When you're doing all this and that and the third, when you continuously feed your flesh, it grows. So you have to starve your flesh and you have to feed your spirit. So you have to keep on hearing positive things, and you have to keep on hearing that you can do it, and you got to keep hearing that it is possible, because otherwise you'll sit back and settle. Ain't no settling in this life. I will not sit back and settle. I would design the life that I want, and I would not live a life by default, because that is the cards that has been dealt with me. But I can create the life that I want. See, a lot of us, we've been sitting back waiting on a second stimulus check. Sit down somewhere. Because what did you do with the first one? How did it impact your life? How did it change your life? $1,200, it was a grateful gift, but that ain't no money. That's no money. And some of us, we're sitting back. We done had all this time. We done been down since like since March. Some of us haven't came up with no new strategies. Some of us, we went in the pandemic one way, and we still in it the same way. Nothing hasn't changed about us. We still trying to figure out, have you heard? Did you see when the next thing? No. I haven't seen and I have not heard, because the worst thing that you can sit up and do is listen at negative news all day long. If you sit up and, because that'll keep you in a mode. Good morning, D. Thank you so much for joining. That will keep you in a position of depression. That will keep you. Good morning, Dr. Lorraine. Thank you so much for joining. If you sit up and listen at negative news, but you know what? A lot of people, they don't like positive. It's bad to say, but it's the truth. You can't sell people positive. You can't sell them a positive book, but you can bring them some foolishness. You can bring them some bad news. They'll sit there and listen at that all day long. They got all the time in the world to listen at some crazy stuff. But you tell them, come and go to this meeting with me. You tell them, come and get on this Zoom with me where we're talking about the women of the Bible. You tell them, come and join this mastermind with me. Come and be a part of this project with me. Come and be a part of this workshop with me. Come to this networking event with me. You tell them that they ain't got time, but you tell them about some foolishness. Oh, they make time for that. They'll put something to the side to be a part of that. People, unfortunately, we like bad news. That is the human nature. And that's why we can glue ourselves to the TV watching WREG and WMC and Fox 13, 15, and 7, and whatever the station is. That's why we can sit there. But people tell me, so you don't be watching the news because it's this. I don't watch the news because the news is not telling me something that's going to take me higher. The news will have you depressed, stressed, and wondering if the world is going to close down today. You need to be around people that said that we can create our own economy. We need to be around people that said that I know what's going on in the world. See, the reason you can't go ahead because you still back there talking about Trump. Trump is doing his thing, and he do some stupid stuff. I said it. Yes, I did. So for those that like him, hats off to you. But at the same time, you worried about what he is doing. You have some impact in your life. He say some crazy stuff, whether we like it or not. But he's in position. We sitting back talking, and we sitting back talking, and we sitting back talking. Good morning, Deborah. Thank you so much for joining. We talking about what he doing, but he living a dream. He wanted to be a president, and believe it or not, he won. As smart as he sound, yeah, he's won. It's the truth. It's the truth. He says some sinful stuff, stupid stuff, crazy stuff. You trying to think, where did that come from? But you know what? I don't watch it. I don't watch it. And for some people, well, you need to be aware. Some stuff you don't need to be aware of. You need to know enough for you to know what to do. I'm going to say that again. You need to know enough so you would know what to do. But that shouldn't be your day in, your day out. That shouldn't be your breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Because if you're feeding on negativity, if you're feeding on these shows and on these things and on all this stuff, and when you feed on that, that's what's going to grow in your mind. That is what is going to grow in your mind. So you need to get with people. You got some people don't even look like they've been impacted by the pandemic. You know why? Because they living their life. They not sitting there wailing on the pandemic and wailing on the world and wailing on the this and the that. We sitting back and holler, we don't know this. And don't allow foolery in your life. They like it. They love it. They love it. They love it. Did you hear what he said? Did you see what he did? And da. You stop. You know, it's almost like a child. You have children that act up because they seeking attention. If you stop entertaining that foolishness when he don't have an audience for what he got going on. But you know, all the time, I mean, it doesn't matter about what the publicity is, whether it's positive or negative. And that's the thing. When people start sharing everything you're saying, your strategy has worked. But when it's something good, we can't get that passed around like that. It's hard to get good news passed. But you let it be some foolery. You let it be some crazy. Oh, you can't get it out good before it got around the world. Not just in your little circle. It done made it around the world. Not just in your city, your state. Not just in your country. It's somewhere everywhere. Everybody. Did you hear about this? But let it be something positive. Let it be something that somebody is trying to do to make an impact. To be an influence. To make a difference in this world. So I want you to know that there is power in you making a decision. Stop sitting back thinking that something is just going to happen and no, it requires you to do nothing. It requires for us to do something. It requires for us to be present in our lives. I'm getting ready to get out of here, but you got to know that you don't have to be impacted by the pandemic to the capacity that you are. You know, you're stuck. Because as long as you're thinking the way you're thinking, you're going to stay stuck. But you got to say that, you know, I come from abundance. And I can draw from abundance. I didn't come from no family of lack. My daddy owned all the cattle on 1,000 hills. He owned everything that is in the earth. He created the heavens and the earth. So why should I be without? He feed the birds. The flowers, they eating. The grass is growing. Even when you don't want it to grow. You got to cut it, keep cutting it, and keep cutting it. It's being nourished, watered, nurtured. So why is it that we're suffering? Why is it that we're in lack? Why is it that we're settling for the places and the positions that we're in? That's because it's the way we're thinking. As a man thinketh, so is he. And you know, we like to say, I heard a message on Sunday where it said, you know, where the phrase is used that it's the thought that counts. But usually we'll use that cliche when we know we have bought a gift that is not of value, of something that you know somebody may not appreciate because you didn't put your all in it. You did the last minute. So it's the thought that count. But you know, it really is the thought that count. It is the thoughts that you're thinking about your life that is going to make a difference or is going to break you. You got to know who you are and whose you are. Yes. It is truly the thought that count. And it's not related to your gift, but it's related to your life. If your thinking is stinking, if your thinking is defeated, you're going to feel defeated. But baby, you can be broken happy. I don't know why you would choose that route, but I mean, people can be broken happy. It's not about the money, but money, people say money is not important. I don't know what kind of life they want to live. Because I know I have to have it to pay light bill. Because see, those are things you can't pay cash for your light bill. You can't pay cash for your water bill. So there are some things that you need that you're going to have that you're not going to be able to pay that off. So you need money. And a cute face and a fine body and all that. They don't pay that. Don't do it. I need money. And in order for me to be an impact in the world, in order for me to be able to feed children and house children and to help teach skills, I got to have money to do that. I can talk about it all day long and want to and this and that. All that sound good, but it takes money. So in order for us to go to the next level, we got to believe that we can. So we don't have time to sit back and live defeated lives and feel like the world going to do what the world is going to do. But I'm in the world, but I'm not of this world. So why do we live like it? Why do we live like it? So remember There's power in decision. Look, this is your girl, Coach O, founder and CEO of Action Speaks Volume Incorporated, known as your procrastination strategist, behavior change expert, where I help you build unshakable confidence. And that's only telling you who you are in Christ. Stop procrastinating. Get some stuff done and live the life of your dreams. Get your dream out of your head into your life. I'll talk to you later.